seeing a lot of young Singhs like getting bullied because of their guests and stuff.
But you, for some reason, you just ignored both of us, and you did what you had to do.
How do you expect your kids to get into it?
The Singhs are making more excuses than the non-Singhs these days. Is it?
Is BJJ gay?
No, it's not. Why do you take so long, bro?
Crackhead. If they want crack, they'll get the crack.
If you can't even do one pull-up, you can die.
One Raj
I'm
can
gonna
take
be
100 gorillas.
He's gonna be part in the corner.
I'll do the part.
Welcome to the second episode of the Sikh Warrior Project reaction series. We're gonna do a lot more than reacting this time. We're gonna be reacting to comments as well. We're gonna be what's really?
That's because that's still reacting.
Yeah, it's still reacting.
We'll be reacting to a lot more than TikTok videos. I'm gonna be reacting to our comments from the last video and reacting to some questions that you lot sent over as well. And I've got full clothes on today.
Thank God, due to popular demand, he's actually wearing kapres.
Yeah, Bear Man was asking. To be fair, before we go through to the comments, let's talk about the topic that's trending right now.
Good.
100 gorillas versus one bunda.
Go on.
No. 100.
Yeah, that is it.
He's asleep, bro.
It's not.
No,
100 guys.
100 bunda versus one
One gorilla,
I
yeah.
said it the other way around.
Yes.
All right, what's happening?
You go first.
I've heard that gorillas get tired quickly.
Yeah, their stamina's low. Are you talking average people? So like, I don't know, 70 kilograms, 70, 80 kilograms, no real training experience, no weapons. Is that what we're working with?
Yeah, bro, if we're talking jiu-jitsu fighters, I think 5 jiu-jitsu fighters, bro.
5? Are you
No
crazy?
way.
5 jiu-jitsu fighters, all in seated guard.
Weird saying.
See, God, go for leg work, go for heel hooks.
RNC, bro.
Yeah.
I think if you're talking average people, I think 100 would be fine. But I think like at least like 10 are gonna die probably.
More than 10. More than
10 are
10.
definitely.
Yeah, at least.
All right, I say 100 average bunda. Yeah, definitely. But I say 20 Singhs, Amritari Singhs,
No.
with no Shastra.
Listen, I
With
think
no just.
any banda against
Just move.
gorilla, gorillas are so strong, bro. They can bench like 100 of us.
Yeah.
So
They say the strength of a gorilla is 4 to 10 times a human strength. Loads of people are gonna get wiped out when the gorilla gets a bit tired. Then at that point, you can probably, pin him down, and suffocate them or something.
and you got to think about, we've only got 2 arms. They use their legs as arms as well. So they've got more grip. They've got more ability to just.
We do that as well, as like jiu-jitsu fighters.
No, sorry.
Use our legs and stuff. you know.
Sorry, Gordon Ryan.
What about like 10 heavyweight UFC fighters?
Nah.
I don't think 10, I think 20.
Yeah, 20
20.
heavyweight UFC fighters should do the job.
Yeah, because they're all so like
Yeah.
strong, experienced, skilled.
Like Cain Velasquez, John Jones, all these man
Mm,
definitely do the job.
I think they can manage it somehow.
same.
There's a question in the thing. I know we're not doing the questions yet, but one of the questions was choose 15 guys from Beast that you would take with you to take on a gorilla.
But that's easy.
Yeah.
You just take all the seniors.
Yeah, basically.
Coach.
All the brown belts, black
Yeah.
belts, blue belt Raj.
100%, bro. I was going to be there for moral support.
I think one Raj
I'm
can
gonna
take
be
100 gorillas.
He's going to be part in the corner.
I'll do the part. I'll do the healing barriers. Create the healing barriers.
Oh, yeah.
I think they'll take on the gorilla easily.
You know, because we've got like masterminds in there as well. We've got Sam Dependent, the smartest guy in the world. Like he's just gonna have a strategy.
He's gonna have the
in place.
strategy.
And let's get into the comments. So Marj probably got a lot of good feedback from the first episode. So thank you for that. A lot of people took a liking to the stuff we were talking about, shedding some light on some topics. We're gonna keep doing that. I wish Singh would have worn longer shorts. I wish as well.
Me too.
I can't lie.
The thing is, I told you before we started, I said, bro, just wear your tracksuit bottoms. You got them in your bag.
Borrow mine, I said.
But you, for some reason, you just ignored both of us. And you did what you had to do. And you're paying for it now. So.
It's mad because when I'm editing the video, I just tried like my best to just get it out there because sometimes my kashera was showing as well. So yeah, but it's all
It is
good
what
now.
it
I'm
is.
never doing that again. Never taking that risk. We had a few Muslims commenting, saying
One of the comments was really nice,
saying
wasn't
some
it?
nice stuff. Yeah,
Say
yeah.
it, say it, mention it.
So one of them was like, I don't know how you brothers view us Muslims, but generally speaking, Muslims, especially Asian Muslims, admire the warrior tradition you Sikhs retained in your
Wow.
religion. It'd be great to get some seminars in together.
That's pretty cool.
We're all for that, like integrating with different like cultures. If it's all about spreading that warrior spirit, then that's what we're about,
I don't know about you guys. I really look up to like Khabib lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Kazma.
that's
These lot, like they built, they're on a farm. They live in a farm.
Yeah.
And then they've got their kore, they've got horses there. They do everything that I want to do as a Singh,
Wow.
basically.
Yeah.
And they train so hard. Winners, like,
Proper bond, innit?
exactly.
Maharaj Gipra one day, man, that's just a dream, innit? For like people saying, oh, who are these Sikh fighters, bruv? Who these like long-haired Sikh fighters come out of Punjab, bruv? Like that's what we want, innit? And it will happen, Maharaj Gipra, you know, because we got that spirit, but I think a lot of people just being like led in the wrong direction at the moment, confusing our culture for our religion, and which is just two completely different things.
These Bandar ain't warriors.
We know we're not warriors. That's why we're on this is Sikh Warrior Project. We're on this journey trying to become warriors, the spiritual warriors. So we're not claiming to be warriors here, but at least we're doing something, innit? And most people are just sitting at home doing nothing, scrolling on their phones. At least we're all training, we're trying to better ourselves every day. And I think that's what this whole thing's about. We want to inspire other people to do the same thing that we're doing. Not that we're at the end goal, we're just at the very beginning, but
Very beginning.
we're all working on it.
There's better ways of you guys wording things, like when Raj was saying, oh, what you can do if someone slaps your mum and this, that. I'm like, bruv, like, we're not going to just be soft and, you know, be all putch with you. Everyone needs hard truth nowadays.
And I've got so much to say about this. There's so many like excuses that people make these days about training. Like all the Singhs are making more excuses than the non-Singhs these days. One Singh the other day, I'm not going to name him, but he's going to know who he is. I said to him, why don't you come training? He's like, oh, basically I finish work at 5:30 and I'll get there at 6:30. And I said, okay, that's when class starts at 6:30. And he's like, yeah, but you know, I was like, I don't know. Like, what are you saying? Like, you'll be there on time. It doesn't make any sense. What's your excuse? So it's terrible. The excuses you guys are coming out with. It's actually, you know, you're just saying like we should word things differently. I don't think we should. Is just be straight with it. You shouldn't be making any excuses. Just once or twice a week, start training. You're going to want to do more after that anyway, but just once or twice a week at least.
Yeah, I think everyone's just scared about taking that step, and then they're just beating around the bush. A crackhead, if they want crack, they'll get the crack. Yeah, like no matter, even if they're broke, they'll just get it. So that's how we need to be with training. But I'm seeing people. Yeah, there's this thing, social worker. Our lad is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, our lad is tagging here. Bro, it's so inspiring seeing what he's doing. It's like he microdoses on training.
Wow.
Yeah, he's in the office and then he just does push-ups, and whenever he can do some training, he'll do it. Just like people with their vapes. Whenever they can hit a vape, they'll hit a vape. That's how we need to be.
Even Hadabir Singh's mentioned this to me as well. And shout out to Hadabir Singh.
Yeah, come on, man. Oh, you won
Smashing it.
ADCC, bro.
Crazy,
Bro, for those who don't know, yeah, ADCC is the biggest name. It's the biggest organization in jiu-jitsu in terms of competing. This guy went and won a gold in that, and it was an open division as well. As we competed against blue belts and I think purple belts as well.
Wow.
So Hadabir Singh, congratulations to you, brother.
Yeah, I was going to say on that same point about the microdosing of training. I think a lot of people don't rate Bruce Lee. They're like, oh, he's just an actor. But if you look at his lifestyle and the things he used to do, he used to just be sitting there like, I don't know, reading or something, but he'd have like a dumbbell in one hand, curling it whilst he's reading, constantly like in a split position, in a stretch position, always training.
My dad was talked to me about Bruce Lee this morning. And I was like, Dad, we got Raj here. We're definitely gonna talk about Bruce Lee.
I love
Let
Bruce
this
Lee.
boy up.
I love Bruce Lee.
So sick, man. Please share the martial arts you have done and accomplishments in each you all have. It would be good to get examples of the uncomfortable situations you've been in to illustrate your point. So she's obviously talking about the video where we're saying you got to embrace uncomfortable situations. Look, there's so many people who have been through more than us, so we're not here saying, oh, we've done this, we've done that. But are we in a place where we feel like we can, you know, speak to our brothers who aren't really embracing training? Definitely. Because we're at least 3 to 4 times a week pushing ourselves, putting ourselves against pressure as well, going to competitions as well. All of us have competed. We have embraced uncomfortable situations and we will continue to do so.
When I was saying that part about being comfortable in uncomfortable situations, I'm not talking about something crazy. I'm just talking about literally being in a jiu-jitsu class and having someone like 1.5 times your weight putting all their pressure on you and you're literally stuck there and you're like, how do I get out? Like, when you're in that situation yourself, you'll realize how much you don't know and how vulnerable you are to these situations, and it's just something you have to experience for yourself, to be honest.
It's so easy to give up as well. Like, that's why they say like getting blue belt's the hardest belt. And like, but imagine being a white belt for 3 years. I've known some people who've been white belt for 4 or 5 years. Imagine how disheartening that can be. But still, like, you're at the first level for 4 or 5 years of something. You're training 2-3 times a week, but it's like because you really have to be in that fire and figure it out.
I don't know if you've heard this analogy, but they say like doing jiu-jitsu specifically is like playing chess, because you have to use your brain. You have to think 10 steps ahead.
Just a few more comments. So that video that did pretty well was that Muslim person saying that he thought Sikhs were allowed to drink alcohol, and so many people in the comments basically said, "Oh my god, I did not know this.
No way.
It's
Mm.
crazy," and I'm so shocked
Really?
here, and I'm like wow. So we're glad we're able to actually educate people on this, that you're not allowed. We thought that it was common knowledge, so it's just it's to all our Sikh brothers and sisters. It just shows we all wear our kare and we all want to be proud to be Sikh and stuff. If you want to be proud to be Sikh, we need to start setting that example and let people know who we are, so people can then find the fruit of Sikhi and see the fruit of Sikhi and be inspired by the people. Because right now it's like, look, like the best history, the best wisdom, but people are struggling to access that, because even like Gurdwara, like some people know, Gurdwara serve free food and stuff, but it probably just gets overshadowed by the fact that Sikhs are the biggest drinkers, but no, it's Punjabis are the biggest drinkers.
Yeah, that's another point. Punjabi culture, like I know I called out as well for mentioning Bollywood industry before, but it's a lot of everything in the world. Like there's a lot of things bringing downfall on our identity as Sikhs. So Punjabi culture specifically, we're known for drinking, but really it shouldn't be that way. And if you look at Punjab, back in the days when our gurus were there, we weren't drinkers. We were thriving. We had the best farms, the best crops. So I don't know, the way times have changed now. Everything is just looking very negative upon our history and our identity.
Yeah, but there is that bit of hope now. Like a lot of people doing serve on the right areas. Like Khalsa
Saving
Aid.
Punjab.
Yeah, saving
It's
Punjab.
amazing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, brilliant. Khalsa Aid. Even within the martial arts world, like GRA fighters doing such a brilliant job. They're putting on shows where we're seeing our Sikh brothers competing against each other in boxing, and it's inspiring so many other people to take up boxing.
It's amazing.
There's this Sikh fighters as well in Punjab, isn't there? They do competitions.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah,
Is it Taran Lions MMA?
That's it. Lines MMA.
Oh, it's amazing work. they're doing.
Smashing it, absolutely
Amazing work.
smashing it, and it's so empowering to see that they're going back to our homeland and also showing our panth and our ancestors there that we can fight, and they can fight, they can compete. It's just so empowering.
Yes, as much as we try encourage people in their 20s and whatnot, instilling it within them at a young age is so important. Like we were talking about the Dagestanis earlier, bruv, they were doing it from the age of 2, like 1 and 2, and with what Lions MMA are doing in India, that's what they are doing.
Very similar.
If we're gonna see what the world's seen in terms of Dagestani Muslim fighters, it will happen through the work Lions MMA are doing. In the Midlands, people are doing a lot. Running Sikh martial arts classes for youngsters. It's brilliant. Let's just keep up this ever. Thank you to everyone doing it.
And a lot of people complaining about what we're saying and how we say it, but in reality, if you're not training and you're not on it with your fitness and your health and learning how to fight and protecting you others and around you and your family, then how do you expect your kids to get into it? You need to be on it so that your kids in the future can be fighters and can make history.
Mate, you just made me think of something so important just now. The other day I met up with one of my mates. He was away on holiday somewhere and he ended up lost in this like canyon, essentially, where he went on a hike, he went out, ended up lost on this canyon. It got dark real quick, and then he had to get out of this canyon. I think he called for help or something, called like 999, but then they had to like hike with him. So he's hiking with them, but it got to certain points where this guy had to pull himself up, like, up cliffs and stuff or whatever they are, like up certain, rocky surfaces. And most men can't even do a pull-up now. So if you can't even do one pull-up, you can die in the wild. Like, so this, like, people think we're being harsh. If you can't do one pull-up, you can't do a bunch of push-ups, you can't even survive in a like serious situation that you might get stuck in. And forget about that. What if you're with someone? What if you're with your kids? What if you're with your wife? How are you going to do anything? You need to be able to do basic things like pull-ups and stuff like that.
Facts.
So important.
Honestly, facts. And it really will start hitting home when stuff like that happens. Like as Khalsa, our panth knows that times will come near where we actually might have to go back to hunting and these things, right?
Exactly.
You probably know more than I do with that, Arjun. This guy's shooting and stuff.
Yeah.
This guy's prepared for hunting. Would you say if you were thrown into the wild now, like you can like survive?
I could protect people. I could be safe myself, like in the wild. I think I'd be okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's life skills like that. Very important.
Definitely. I think like shooting as well is something that we want to equip ourselves more with. I know Like me and Raj don't do it like that, but Arjun's proper on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's something new that a couple of us have started in London is the Sikh Shooting Association. So what that is collective membership of people that have firearms licenses and shotgun licenses, and then we basically go to clubs together, we shoot, and it's just such a great environment, man. And it's really good because then you're practicing what our gurus did as well back in the days. It's really, really cool.
It's true. Is that go on?
No, go on.
Yeah.
You go.
No, you go. I want to go if you do.
That's good. The shooting, we need to do shooting as well. Like we shouldn't just do hand to hand. We need to do shooting. We need to use all the best weapons out there and know how to use them, and embrace these weapons like that. This is what our gurus taught us.
Yeah, bruv, like we're here to be educated ourselves. You know, we're walking on this journey so we can learn other aspects of martial arts.
When I go to clubs, I see these like old, maybe like granddads and fathers bringing their little kids.
Wow.
And they're coming and they're like maybe, I don't know, 10 years plus, and they're coming and they're shooting, and you're thinking, well, they're holding a gun, they're holding a shotgun,
amazing.
and they're able to hit clay pigeons, and you know, they make themselves ready. And it's always been the culture in
But
England.
that's reminding me how it would have been in the Guru's times, where all the young things, they'd be carrying swords and
Exactly.
daggers and playing with shields and swords. Like they'd be doing the same thing, right? So why have we lost that now? We need to bring that back.
Yeah,
Kind of reminds me of like Baba Fateh Singh, Baba Zora Singh going into battle and fighting wars that when they're so young. You know, they're carrying all these weapons and they're accomplishing so much just as kids. And then it makes us think, as adults, what are we doing in this day and age? Isn't it?
It's true.
bruv. What one like Saki that brings shivers down my spine is when the shortest Sebjad there, when Wazir Khan asked them, he's like, if I let you go now, what are you guys gonna do? He's like, we're gonna come out with a whole class army, we're gonna come for you.
And destroy our army,
Yeah.
basically.
That's crazy. Other people like me would be like, oh, we're just gonna go
Forgiven.
just live our own lives, like.
Go back to play
Not get
PS5.
But, yeah.
Start counting my steps.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to throw it in. Oh.
He's got something against people who count their steps and walk and stuff.
Do you know what it is, yeah? Look, Bibia, perfect, yeah. It's good for you guys to count your steps. And if I'm not saying this isn't,
Elderly people as
Yeah,
well. It's good.
yeah. Elderly people who are like overweight and their first steps are to start walking steps.
No, you can't say that.
You're gonna, it's gonna get crap.
Really, cancel.
Yeah,
Cancel.
It's too much.
Okay. Cool, like for elderly people, Bibia and things like that. Obviously,
Underlining health issues.
yeah, who like need to take steps and stuff. Obviously, that's big progress for the big steps for them.
You can't.
That's a big step.
Leave it. Allow it.
Okay.
Don't say big steps, small steps.
Okay. For BBR elderly people with underlying health conditions, steps is good for them. They obviously have to do that, yeah. But when Singhs come up to me and say, "Yo, Singh, I've done this many steps and I beat my record with steps." I don't care about how many steps. I walked as well today. We all walk, yeah. Look at what we've come from. You know what I mean? Like Seb did they went to war at 16,
Younger,
17,
yeah.
younger than that, yeah. And you lot talking about doing steps. Go to a gym, just run, bruv. You don't need to do steps. We walk everywhere. We walk to the toilet, walk to work. Like,
Walk up the stairs.
I don't care about steps. Don't come show off to me about steps.
All right, chill out. He's got a point. I agree with you to an extent.
All right, questions. So we sent out a form and asked on Instagram for you guys to send us questions. Anything about, it can be about Sikh as well. We'll obviously try our best with the Sikh questions. But martial arts and Sikh Warrior Project, about the project in general. Any questions you may have about that. And yeah, we've got quite a few questions. We've got 40 plus questions.
Wow.
So yeah, let's answer them. And how do you prepare leading up to competition in terms of mindset, training hours and diet? It was mentioned in the previous video, but what is your opinion on cutting weight for comp? Okay, so the first bit in terms of mindset, I try to make sure that it's not ego driven. Yeah, I try to make sure that it's not for my pride, and that's very hard to control. That you feel like you've got a lot on the line. You feel like, okay, people are expecting things from me. So the first thing is making sure I'm not doing it for that. I just make sure that I'm going in there to be able to put hard work into training leading up to it, and then on the day, under intense pressure, be able to, through my Bani and focusing on Nam Simran, which allows you to stay in the present moment, sort of block all those things out and then perform to the best of my ability. So that's how I prepare in terms of mindset. In terms of training hours, yeah, the training hours do go up. When it comes to comp, I try to do sprints, so it's more like high intensity interval training and stuff, because that helps you with your anaerobic capacity. So being able to, so it's explosive movements and stuff. So you're able, so you don't get too tired when there's more like explosive exchanges. And diet, yeah, just try not to eat crisps because I do like eating crisps.
In terms of mindset for a comp, I've only done one. But me going into the comp, I had to really look at this concept in Sikhi called Jardikala, so keeping in high spirits. Like Harveer Singh said, it's not about going in with ego, thinking you're going to smash everyone. You do need a little bit of that in competition, but more. I went in with the mindset of, you know what, whatever happens, happens, staying within Hukam. And if you've trained hard, you're going to do well. If you know that you're good, you're going to do well. And if you know, like if you stay in high spirits, there's nothing wrong that can come out of that. Because even if you lose, you'll be happy. You'll be like, you know what? I've got a lot to work on. I know what to work on. And if you win, you'll be in Chardikla.
I think another thing about in terms of mindset, I think if you're just competing to get the experience and stuff, I guess it's a little bit different. But I always told myself that if I was gonna try and make it in MMA, my mindset would have to be that I'm doing this for like Vichar sort of thing. So get to a high point in martial arts so you can then show people who you are. For example, like Khabib went to the biggest stage. People are like, whoa, who are these Muslims like that? There must be something about their dharam that's allowing them to, be such animals, such beasts, and such, like alpha males, innit? So that would be a big reason why a lot of people who are walking on this path of trying to, get to the top level, I would say a word of advice from myself is, yeah, just try your best to have that mindset that, okay, so why do I want to make it to the top? Yeah, some people are doing it because they want to make a living out of it, of course, which we would need to. But then also remember that I want to get Sikhs on the map. I want people to ask, who are these people? And so then you can then tell them what we come from, and then that can inspire so many people to get into Sikhi. She's basically asking about case and kukars and how each of us symbol them.
I don't know if you guys have seen the podcast with Man Singh and Indy.
Yeah, and they've got
they're showing the various caps, the
good.
various Patke and rugby caps and stuff. Those are all very good options. We're not saying don't do that, but it does depend on the intensity of how much you train, especially when you do jiu-jitsu. Most of it is head control. You got to control the person's head, otherwise you can't control their body. So if you control their head, you're like literally your head's getting ripped like in various directions. It's coming off. Like for us, it always comes off.
I mean, I used to train somewhere else before Beast, and wearing like a scrum hat, it was fine. Like your side wouldn't come off, and a lot of the Singhs training there, it would be fine. But as soon as I came to Beast, because of the intensity and how many spars we were doing, it just was not viable. It was coming off. There's more biadbi happening than respect for our case, because the star is all over the floor where the sweat is and people's feet are, and it's like you don't feel comfortable with that. So over time, we've kind of adapted, and we've thought a lot of things have just come to the conclusion that doing an ardas, and what that is basically a humble plea to the Guru to say, look, for the time I'm training, please allow us to train with no obstacles in the way. And that way we'll put the start on the side and we'll train and then retie it straight after our training session.
And then with Kakars, we wear running belts. So we put our Kakars in there. It all fits in there. So like a small Kapan will do. Normal size Kanga will do as well.
Miniature Kara as well.
Yeah, and miniature Kara. We keep on. We've had no issues with having them on. I know you would think, oh, it's something hard, it might interfere, but it doesn't. We've yet to have any issues with it.
If we've got a way to keep it, we've got a way. So the running belt that we use is a great way because it's hidden, it's underneath our gi, sometimes under our trousers as well. So it's like it's quite safe. No one can get hurt. The biggest thing is protecting other people around you, your training partners, and I guess that's the best way. We've spoken to our coaches, and they're all happy with it.
Yeah, I would say if you train at a club with other up and air and stuff, it's usually going to be fine. Like, just speak to your coaches and stuff like that. But if you train at a club where it's more isolated, you need to maybe, I don't know, speak to your coach personally, one-to-one, just explain the situation. And I'm sure they'd be all right with it as well. But
we haven't had any injuries.
We've never had any injuries or issues with it. But obviously, the kakar have to be small. They're not just giant, 3-foot kapan or something.
How did you adopt your kakars? Did you slowly build up from Kara to Kes to Kanga? Or was it from birth or another reason? So for myself, always worn a Kara. And then obviously when I was keeping my Kes again, and then it just went from there. Obviously, you have to sambal your case, so you have to wear a kanga. And you know what? For a lot of people, like, yeah, at the end of the day, our guru's giving us a hukum, you have to wear your gargar. Some people always want to know, like, why does a kanga have to stay on us at all times? And I remember asking, like, you guys, when I was about to take Amrit, I was like,
Yeah.
why do I have to keep it on? And your answer was like, if it's in your dastar, then it's always there. So it's always there, it's always accessible, so you can always use it. Obviously, kashera, it's like, of course, in it stops you from committing lustful actions. For me, it was understanding the reason as to why I'm keeping each gagar.
How do you stay disciplined in managing and sustaining your gargars?
We're born to stand out,
Mm.
Sikhs. And like Raj mentioned in the last podcast, you can see us within 1 million people. You'll notice a Singh that has the star, because it's just, that's who Sikhs are. That's what
Yeah.
identity is. And then also, like, I remember watching this YouTube video about Kirpan and Bhai Jagraj Singh, and then the one of the white guys, the Gore, he was like, "Oh, so why are you wearing that?" And Jagraj Singh was like, "Well, would you say to a police officer, why are you wearing your uniform?"
Yeah.
They wear it because
Mm.
this is our code of conduct. This is our
Yeah.
uniform. And just as police would, they would help people in any situation. A Sikh is that type of person that if you saw him on the streets, you saw a Sikh brother, a baptized Sikh brother, walking down the street, and you really needed his help, you know, okay, he's carrying a knife, he can help you, and he is ready to basically give his life to save your life.
Oh, that's good, bro. Facts.
And jumping on that as well just reminded me of I don't know if you guys saw news articles this a couple of years ago when the Sikh brothers in a different country, where somebody had fallen down a mountain or into down a hill, and they used their dastar to help pull
Oh,
these foreigners
mad.
up.
Mad.
So you see the pyar, and
Yeah. And there was something like a motorbike accident. Remember that one? There was a motorbike accident, and the Singh took off his dastar and used it as a bandage for
wow.
the person who was injured.
Multi-purpose. So all these purposes, we don't even know them ourselves. They just keep coming out. More.
Could do anything. It's like everyone's got 2 arms. We've got like 20. Is BJJ gay? It's making me insecure.
No, it's not. Why do you take so long, bro?
No, wait. I will say something. I think you can't just do jiu-jitsu only.
Yeah.
You have to also do striking and wrestling and stuff like that as well. So like,
That was just gay.
Bro,
you can't.
I'm married.
Even me, I haven't done a lot of striking recently because of mine. I've got a bad knee injury, but I do want to get back into it, and I think it's very important that we do the standing element and the ground element both, because in real life you're not going to start the fight on the ground.
No, it's not gay if you're getting bloody choked out, yeah, in the middle of a gym, and you're like, you got this guy just like trying to kill you, put you to sleep, like.
But then some would say getting choked out by a guy sounds a bit gay.
I don't know.
Playing devil's advocate here.
We're not against any people, by the way. You know, whatever your sexuality is, anyone can train.
Enjoy, man.
Keep it up.
But yeah, Rod, that's a good point. Don't just do jiu-jitsu. Even if you just do jiu-jitsu and you're
That's
black
still
belt-
better than nothing.
Oh,
It's
100%.
good.
Still a killer. You're really, really naive if you're just trying to hate on it because you can't be asked to do it.
We, as humans, we've been wrestling since the beginning. It's just in our nature
Innit?
to
So how could it
fight.
be gay?
How can it be gay?
Yeah, literally.
Can't be.
Which piece of Sikh history stands out to you from a warrior aspect?
Last time I mentioned to God.
I was gonna say that's
Yeah.
for me. Every time I hear that,
Yeah.
So wow.
inspires me on a different level. There's this book I was reading a couple of years ago. I haven't even fully read it yet, but I just remember reading the first few pages about Baba Deep Singh Ji, and in there they just mentioned that their character was such that if someone came to them with a problem, they wouldn't like sit here and deliberate. Like
Yeah.
us lot, we'd sit here and deliberate, be like,
Think
"Oh, what
about
should
it,
we do
yeah.
about this?"
Mm.
There and then they would stand up, gather the things, and go. Get on their horse and go and deal with it there and then.
Yeah.
They wouldn't wait. So that kind of
That's a warrior.
conviction is something that we need to develop as well.
By Tadu Singh Ji, same. Like a lot of people don't know that at the time when there was a handful of Sikhs left, he was one of the Sikhs that used to undercover help and save women that were getting trafficked or got sent into prostitution. And like even Hindu mothers and daughters and Sikhs, you know, it was a mixture of every culture. He didn't look at who it was. He just thought, you know what, there's someone in need, I'm going to go. And that's the reason why it led to his arrest and his martyrdom. It's just There's so much to talk about.
Everyone's talking about that gorilla stuff, yeah. 1v1, Hari Singh Nalwa against a gorilla. Hari Singh Nalwa's winning because he's shown it. He killed was it a tiger or a lion?
No, bro, many Sikh warriors in our history, even our own Guru Sahibs, I think it was Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji, they ripped open the jaw of a lion. You know, to do that with your bare hands.
Look at Bhai Bajittar Singh, who took down a drunken elephant.
Yeah.
He was like one of the smallest things, right?
Yeah.
One of the smallest things. Just got his spear, right?
Yeah.
Smashed the drunken elephant.
How tall was he? Apparently he was proper
For
short.
sure. I ain't got the stats.
It's like you. Hamid.
You know what I mean?
Shocking.
How can we implement more Shastar and Astar Vidya? What's Astar?
Astar, projectile weapons. So Shastar is swords. Astar is projectiles.
Like
guns.
chakras.
Oh, archers and stuff.
Shooting.
Oh,
I don't know why he was called archers, but they're arrows. They got arrows. Bow and arrows.
archery.
But I don't know. You call arrows.
He does
call
say
arrows archers.
Archers, yeah.
Did you play a game or something when you were a kid? They were called archers.
Lovely, man.
It's weird.
So what's the question?
How can
we implement
more Shastar?
Do it. Go to the classes, isn't it?
Go to the classes, do what we're doing, innit? Train hard, join a shooting association like the Sikh one,
That's it, get
and
that.
just get on it. Like, there's no excuses. You know, if you want to do something, you'll do it in life.
And start today. No point saying tomorrow. Also, you have to book it.
The Sikh Shooting Association, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Sikh Shooting Association. I've seen their content on their Instagram page. It's really good. It's telling you,
Man.
as a beginner, how do you join a club?
Yeah.
What kind of club to look for?
Yeah,
And, you know, it's very easy now. So just follow the instructions and do it yourselves.
yeah, 100%. And we've told people about this before as well. If you don't know what club to join in terms of martial arts, just drop us a message and we will like direct you to a local club to you. We are still planning this year, Maharaj Kirpa, to visit gyms around the country.
Yeah.
And then that would be a good way to highlight, you know, what great things some Sikh gyms are doing in their communities. And yeah, so stay tuned for that. Should every Sikh at the age of 18 be conscripted into a Sikh army training camp full of MMA, Shastar Vidya, Astar Vidya, horse riding, and general
Wow.
Seva? Of course, innit?
That's the dream.
Like, yeah.
I was gonna say.
That would be amazing. We should have. I actually saw a video of Pajagraj Singh. You guys might have seen it the other day. It's resurfaced again, talking about the ideal Gurdwara. And he was saying, like, the Gurdwara's become just like a temple now, like a shrine. Like, you go there to Mata Tek, obviously to the Guru, which is we're going to do anyway. But he goes, you should be going there and learning something every single time you go there. So, like, not just spiritual knowledge, physical as well. There should be a gym there. There should be MMA there. There should be horse riding there. All these things that were just mentioned. So, ideally, we'll get there one day. Slowly, like right now at least, we've got MMA like beast linked in with the Gurdwara, like using the same facilities and stuff. But that is ideal.
Female class as well. Women's
Yeah.
Female women's
Shout-
class, yeah.
Shout out to the
For our
BBR.
sisters.
No, our history is all about this. If you look at ideal Gurdwara, we had these bungas, and they were set up in a way, our gurus made them in a way where you could go there, and it was like going to the highest university
Wow.
ever. It's like going to Oxford and Cambridge. Yeah, and that's what it was like in Punjab, Amritsar. You had all these like bunga, I don't remember how many there were now, maybe 26, I think. All around Amritsar, and some were teaching literature, some were teaching Shastra Vidya, learning how to fight, probably wrestling as well. And it's just like, why have we lost that? in
So you're
this
the
day and age?
experts everywhere, and you can learn from those experts. It's amazing.
What is the aims and aspirations of Sikh Warrior Project? Our aims, you know, where we want to get to is it being a normal thing. You know, if you've had a kid, boom, when they're 1, 2 years old, that's it. Start looking for a club now. Start looking for a jiu-jitsu club. It's just normal. It's in their nature. Like someone asks you, "Whoa, your kid doesn't train." Dad, yo, get away
It
from
should
me.
be weird. Yeah.
They should be weird.
You're weird. You're a weird kid if you don't train.
Yeah, so that's what we wanted to get to. We want to be a norm. It's like, whoa, have you taken him to the doctors? Yeah, just train.
Yeah, 100%.
So that is the aim. We want it to be so normal to train as it should be.
What inspired you guys to start the Sikh Warrior Project?
Yeah, just getting everyone to join this journey with us and sort of encourage martial arts to the youth. Seeing a lot of, you know, young Singhs like getting bullied because of their guests and stuff. So trying to let them know, like, for example, me, like my dad got me into martial arts from a young age, and it actually helped me from like getting bullied. You know, it was a thing. Like a lot of the times I didn't even have to get into like fights and stuff. Sometimes I had to, but a lot of times people just knew, okay, Harvey fights. We don't really want to like have bunga with him. So even from other schools,
Deterrent perspective.
exactly. So that's why. So just whatever reason it's helped us with our lives, we want to spread that to our brothers, you know, to the brothers and sisters.
And with the Sikh Warrior Project, I think we just want to show our journeys as well. Because like we said, we're all on different levels. Like I've just I can't say I've just begun. I've been doing it for 2 years
Yeah.
now, but like, I'm in the beginning stages,
Mm.
and you guys have done it for, I don't know, plus 5-6 years, and that it just like we can show our journeys till from where we are now and where we're gonna get to, and then also the prachar we're doing as well. And it's setting up a page like this. We can show not just our Sikhs, we can show the whole world what level Sikhs are on.
In terms of that balance of following your Sikhi and embracing the warrior side of it as well, that's the hardest bit. You know, like Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, Hana, it was very easy to go to the mountains and just do bhakti, right? But with Sikhs, it's a lot more different than that. You have to balance both sides. So, what do you guys think enabled our Sikh gurus and shaheeds to have such warrior spirit and fearlessness?
For me, it starts straight from the first Guru, Guru Nanak Dev Ji. I mean, there's a famous pankti that people don't know. Guru Nanak Dev Ji said this, but they said, "Jao to prem khile na ka chao, sir tar tali gali meri aao, it marg pe trija, sir dija kaan na kija." Guru Nanak Dev Ji is saying, if you decide to play this game of love with Vaheguru, then sir tar tali gali meri aao, step onto the path with your head on your hand. So already conquering death. First Guru already called it. It was like, if you want to play this game
Yeah.
of love, and
This is going to happen. Yeah.
exactly. So imagine these Sikh warriors in our history.
Yeah.
They had this mindset of itmarik patrija. If you want to be on this marig, on this path, sir dija kaana na kija, then give your head, but don't pay any attention to anybody's opinion,
opinion.
any public opinions.
Crazy. That's the only way. Otherwise, society's just going to pull you down and say, what are you doing? That's
100%.
crazy. Why are you doing that? You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
That was good, bro.
And like it's so empowering, Gurbani. Like this pankti are like Khet jo mandio surma ab jujan ko dao. You know, like the spiritual warriors in the field of battle. Now is the time to fight. You know, when you hear these panktiya in our Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, yet alone we've got a whole Granth based on Shastra and fighting and wars just for Sikhs. Yeah. If you just read our holy Granth, Guru Granth Sahib Ji, there's so much knowledge in there, and there's so much bira, so much
Warrior essence.
warrior essence.
Yeah, and Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj sat on the hot plate, right? Any mortal would have decided to, like whatever you guys want. You know, they wanted Muslim Islamic scriptures to be embedded into Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, and he was like, no. He's like, no, and just said, do what you guys want. That's not happening. And endured, what was it, for a few days, endured all that torture, sitting on the hot plate, and just Ribani. He could have not done that, but it was nothing for him. It wasn't pain for Maharaj. And
Maharaj actually said in that moment, some Singhs came to Guru Arjan Dev Ji and said, we can stop this right now. Like we have the power. We're fighters. We're warriors. We can stop this happening to you, this torture. And Maharaj just looked and they said, what was the pankti?
Tera kiya meetha lage.
That's it. Tera kiya meetha lage. Whatever Vaheguru is doing, whatever the Almighty is doing, that's sweet to me. So having that kind of mindset, like having that in our blood, this mindset, and in our bani,
yeah,
this is what makes us.
Imagine being tortured and you're saying your actions are so sweet to me. What kind of mindset, what kind of level do you have to be at to be feeling that and
Right.
experiencing that?
Our Gurbani itself is uplifting.
Mm.
You know, you're having a bad day, sit down, take 5 minutes, a few moments just to recite Vaheguru,
Oh, you
to
get
recite
better.
the Mool Mantra.
Yeah,
And,
100%.
and like, even the Mool Mantra itself talks about the attributes of God. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't know this, but
Yeah.
it's not just, there's one God, his name
Nah,
is
nah,
truth.
nah, nah.
Nirpao Nirvair. We have this concept in the beginning of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and Maharaj says, without fear, without hate.
Yeah.
So having that, taking on these attributes of God, you're going to be like these Sikh warriors.
Basically, yeah. I
This is
think
duality that we're
yeah.
stuck in, but all of that starts dissipating when you delve more into this
Mm.
lifestyle.
Oh, that's good. bro.
And like
Nice.
in terms of fighting and becoming a warrior, there's two sides of it. I mean, you've got one side of knowing in any situation you know what to do, but then you've also got the mindset of you know what's the right time to step in and not. You know, there's wars that they're meant to be fought and not to be fought. Martial arts allows you to have that understanding of what's the right time and what's the wrong time.
Mm.
But this is the whole
Yeah.
Sant Sipahi philosophy. There's no point just being a soldier without any saintly qualities, because what are you fighting for? It's like you see these wars in, like, you know, the US, like going into Afghanistan and stuff like that. They're just fighting aimless wars, killing civilians. That's because they don't have any saint aspect to them. If they had the compassion, if they had the forgiveness and the love, they wouldn't be killing civilians. So when you're a saint soldier, you fight for righteousness. You don't fight for anything else.
That's all our gurus did. They didn't fight battles for their ego or we want to conquer this land. Or a lot of people have done that in history, but our gurus only fought for what's right and what was righteous, and for people that needed us.
Know more about Harveer Singh's journey to success in martial arts. A true inspiration.
If you don't want to do it, you don't have to.
No, it's just
He wants to do it. Exactly. Like, oh, I hate this, but
I hate it. I hate all the attention.
I hate it, but I'm gonna
Put
do
more
it.
on me.
I've literally got no success in martial arts. That's why I've just had to do podcasts. You know what I mean? But no success whatsoever, mate. Yeah, I just trained. My dad got me to train when I was young, and there were times I didn't even want to do it. But then as I got later in my life, when uni and stuff, I realized how lost I was without it. And now I'm just trying to tell people why it's so good for them and how it aligns with Sikhi and learn more about that myself.
Yeah.
I've lost a few times in competitions as well. I've learned the most from my losses, you know. And it's also nice for people to look at that and know, there's nothing wrong with losing, innit? Like, you're meant to lose in life. That's the only way you learn. What personal experiences or stories that have moved you whilst working on Sikh Warrior Project? We were talking about this earlier, innit?
Oh yeah, one of them was really cool. One of the Singhs from Canada watched our vlogs, and he actually came down. He's like, I wanted to train with the Singhs. He actually got a flight here randomly. He didn't even tell us.
Shout out Bhagat Singh.
Bhagat Singh, yeah, he got a flight here, and he was training with us for a few weeks here. It's like and he got to know everyone. He became a part of the team.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see that. Like, that, for me, that's pretty inspirational.
Yeah, definitely. That was early days as well. But how can we as a community, not just Sikh Warrior Project, engage with Sikh elders to ensure their voices and experiences are preserved?
I think a part of it is like what we're doing with the women's class, for example. Most of the women who train are elderly. They're not elderly, like it's like kind of mid-age to elderly women. We've got some elderly women there as well, which is quite cool. So that's from a Bibia perspective, that's happening. But I think there's probably more we can do in terms of engaging the elderly audience.
Definitely.
Encouraging them to go gym and stuff. Like maybe martial arts might be difficult for them at that age.
Yeah.
Maybe jiu-jitsu would be okay, but even just hitting the bag, going to the gym, doing these other activities, I think there's some more that could be done with that.
Yeah, man. We've got some inspirations. Serge, who's about 47, and this guy like fights us like he's bloody like 25.
20 years.
He's faster and stronger than us, and we're all younger than him.
Bro, it
So
is crazy. And like when he goes to the gym as well, he goes to the gym like he's at a fight. Like he's not taking a break.
he's built different.
He's just for him that's normal, but for us, just young men like myself, bro, it's not gonna work. Palm as well.
So
A mother of 3, Palm's husband as well, and they're training and they're inspiring their kids as well, So
Winning
things like
competitions, the kids are all competing.
yeah,
It's just so
exactly.
inspirational.
Yeah, Serge's kids as well. So these people will look at them and get inspired. How can our singing stay motivated and resilient whilst navigating martial spaces that have traditionally been male dominated? Oh, we need Bibi to answer this one.
Yeah.
But I think just keep reminding yourselves of great, female Sikh warriors like my Pago. What they did the unthinkable, like leading an army of men. So what, you just got to join a jiu-jitsu club which is male dominated, bruv. I mean,
yeah, I mean, like, thing is, you got options. Like, there's women's classes out there and stuff like that. I know there's not a lot, but if you don't feel comfortable in a male space, you can find women's classes. You can maybe try and get look for 1-to-1 sessions with a woman instructor, stuff like that. There's different options out there. So don't don't just get put off by the first obstacle. You got to look around it and see what else is out there. And holy, these things will start opening up more to women as well.
how do you envision the future of women in martial arts? What changes would you like to see?
I think we want to see younger people coming to the women's class.
Yeah.
It's an initiative that we started, but funny enough, there's more older or on the older side of women coming,
Yeah.
middle age and above, and mothers coming,
Mm.
where we should have our the daughters coming,
Mm.
innit? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
And joy is, I've never had to say to one of the students, guys, work harder. Yeah, I'm seeing some people being lazy. I never had to say
They're
that.
pushing.
They all push. When they're there, they want to push themselves.
Even better than the guys, I think, in that way.
Definitely. I think a lot of guys nowadays just comes back to the same topic. A lot of guys nowadays are a little bit lazy, I think a lot of them are just getting pampered by their mums, including myself sometimes. Like my mum in the early days always doing things that just made me lazy, and I'm like, mum, just let me do it myself. Because it's just making me lazy. And I think the mums, they're just running around all the time, and that's why when they go to the class, they can't not stop. They can't stop and just have a break.
I think that that's from our perspective, but in terms of overall, what do we want to see from women in martial arts in general? There's loads of you got like those Sawan sisters, those young girls who are
yeah.
smashing it in their
Yeah.
training.
Fitness sisters as well.
Fitness sisters, I think they're another one.
Yeah.
Strong like G, that Gurcharan who's doing jiu-jitsu comps, black belt. Yeah, there's various women out there who are doing really well in competition, and a lot of them are super young as well. So as they get older, we're only going to see more. You got Charan Desi, a first Sikh female boxer.
Yep, yep.
She just had her first. How she had her first fight?
No,
coming up.
it's next weekend.
Hull, yes, that's in Hull.
Yeah.
We would love to make it, but we can't make that one. But that's very inspiring. We're seeing a lot out there now.
Lavina as well.
Lavina as well. Just been repping it since day.
So many Sikh fighters out there, but we want to see more. We want to see a lot more. Same with the guys. Same with the women. Like we just want to see more people out there making their name for it.
Yeah. Shout out to Manri and Deepika as well. Help us out the class, and they've been doing Muay Thai for years now as well. Started Jiu-Jitsu as well, and this will be start of something new with like a lot of Sikh sisters getting involved in Jiu-Jitsu as well. Seeing people start will make them want to start. So, yeah. 1,000 Gorillas versus Raj Singh.
We all know what's gonna happen.
They're probably gonna struggle, innit?
They're gonna struggle.
Yeah.
100%.
Go on, like, why do you think they'd struggle?
First one,
Yeah,
headbutt.
yeah.
His skull's gonna crack immediately. Then consecutive flying spinning back kick.
Okay.
Consecutive.
Yeah, it's like how they even
Spinning.
gonna get in there, innit?
They're not gonna get in.
You're
It's
just gonna be
just like a
spinning.
tornado.
You're just gonna be
Constant spin, knocking all of them out one by one.
Yeah,
Then you could do
That's-
some Dragon Ball.
that's
Z,
it.
I think.
yeah.
No, that's it. Realistic. That's very realistic.
That's it, yeah?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Banda makers. Make them all Bande, bro.
They'll become beast.
Turn them
They'll
into
become bande.
Is there another one as well? Look.
How do
I don't get as hench as
As
Raj.
hench as Raj.
But why do people always say this stuff?
But you're bad.
I don't even go to the gym.
Yeah, it's crazy. No,
People are just.
No, explain where it came from. Like, you were saying that initially.
Yeah, it's like I wasn't always. Obviously, I'm in like okay shape now. There's people who are much better shape than me at our gym, but I was in. I had a bit of a long story, but I had like a major surgery back in 2019, and after that, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't train. I felt so weak. My whole body just like shut down, and I was like so skinny at the time as well. And I thought, you know what? I feel so vulnerable. If something was to happen to me in the street, I couldn't defend myself or anything. So I thought, for this next year, the next 2 years, I need to build my body up. Like, so I just started doing weights in my own garage. I didn't even have a gym membership. I just started doing like bench press, squats every single day. Like, I didn't even take a break. Every day I've been doing weights, getting protein in. Slowly built myself up. And I was like, okay, I feel physically okay now. Then I joined Beast. And then I was like, okay, these muscles don't mean anything because I'm getting beaten up by 13-year-olds. So then I actually stopped doing weights and I just started martial arts. But all of that kind of muscle, most of it retained anyway because I'm still pulling and pushing people in wrestling. It's still resistance training. So I think that's why I'm in okay shape. But like I said, there's like 30 people at Beast who are much better shape than me. So,
Proper henchman. So hench.
No one like Raj.
No,
City guys.
maybe a bunda. What's the biggest lesson martial art has taught you outside of training? That you lot can't do shit to me.
All right, sorry.
I'm joking. But like it transfers a little bit. Like you don't feel like you need to prove yourself to anybody. Also, it's the fact that you are nothing. Like this, so you will have like younger people beat you up and make you look like a joke. So really and truly, always someone bigger and stronger.
Yeah, for me, it
There's
was
always
a
a bigger
humility.
fish.
There's a humility aspect of what you just said. Like,
Playing fish in the sea.
No, that's different.
he's talking about
I'm
something-
quoting
he's
Star
talking about
Wars.
something
He's
else.
quoting something else.
No one says there's always a bigger fish.
The Star Wars.
That's what they say.
Oh my.
I don't watch that shit.
You need to. Star Wars is like a Khalsa, man.
Khalsa. Oh, we should
Similar.
react on that actually.
Is it hard to maintain your Sikhi whilst being from a Punjabi culture?
You just gotta put your faith in the Guru, and everything will be cool.
Yeah.
You don't need to stress about that stuff. Let them worry about it. Why are you worried about it? What can you do? You can't do nothing.
Facts.
That's it.
Yeah. Just keep the red, especially if you've taken number. Just keep the red, and then that's it. It will go. That's the make or break. To be fair. How can we balance having a meaty life if we're so busy with work or other commitments? Good question.
You have to make time though. You can't just like that's really not an excuse. I think like you're busy with work, you're busy with family and stuff like that. You're telling me you can't take 30 minutes out of your day to do some push-ups and some sit-ups or something. You can make time. You're just refusing to make that time.
Yeah.
You're taking up that time with something else.
Recently, it was the 40 Mukta Shahidi. How important is it for moments such as these to be commemorated?
This guy can't read. He can't swim. He can't read. This guy can't do anything.
Commemorated.
You can fight.
Commemorated.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's all I need to do.
At least he
bro.
could be as well.
Just beat up the haters. And what have you learned from them attaining martyrdom? You're not too smart for us, bro.
We don't think that deeply as you guys. We love Sikhi
Yeah,
and we love martial arts.
That's it.
And we just put the two together because they're meant to be together. Very important.
Definitely, yeah. You always have to remember them because it's unthinkable and it's just beyond like human capabilities. So what does it tell us that wasn't?
I think for me, growing up, my dad telling me these Sakya when I was younger, like it's different for everyone. I was born with Sikhi. I was very lucky. I have very good fortune, I would say.
Oh, that's good.
As Marad says it as well. And there's people that have that in their life, are very fortunate. Exactly. No, that's not the right point.
But some people don't have that blessing to be taught Sakya when they're growing up, bro.
I guess so.
You know what I mean? But it's perfect puncti, but add that in. Make sure you add it.
For me, that was just so inspiring. Commemoration is us remembering them. We're remembering why they gave Shahidi, how they gave Shahidi, and how we can take on these qualities, how we can have the mindset like they did.
But if we're looking at why they did this, they did it so that we can live Sikhi freely.
Exactly.
They had the struggle. Now we're living the easy life. So I feel like it's unfair of us to not delve into this path and try our best in Sikhi because people gave their lives for this path. Why did they do that? That's something we need to find out by learning more about Sikhi and living that Sikhi.
Definitely.
And you realize it when you're living Sikhi. You're like, this path is a priceless jewel. And you don't know it until you're in it. So I think it's very important.
So that's it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We got some exciting things coming later this year as well. We got some merch dropping in the near future, so keep an eye out for that. Maharaj Gippa, we're going to be going around to different clubs soon as well. So also that, and yeah, just stay tuned for the next few episodes of our vlogs as well. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Support the movement.
If you enjoyed the content, please like, share, and subscribe. And be sure to stay tuned. New announcements are coming soon.